Hey, shalom, shalom, brothers. This is Brother Howard of GMS Toronto, coming back with another one. I'd like to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. And this is not how you get back power, right? And you so-called Black, Latino, and Native American men, you're not going to get power back by debating with your women. Right? This is the last thing a man should do. Your power lies in turning back to the Most High, who you ignorantly call God, and his son, which is the only way to that God, whose name is Yahweh. His son's name is Yahweh Shai. Right? That's the only way back to Yahweh is through his son. Yahweh Shai is the only way to get back to that love that we've lost, right? By that blood that he shed for us when he was on that cross, when he became that ultimate sacrifice, right? And when you debate with women, you actually show how weak you are, because a man's power is actually in discipline, and you show your discipline when you're able to ignore them. Right? A woman's power is actually in her mouth, right? She's able to manipulate you with her mouth, right? Obviously, she's a creature that likes how to express herself. Okay, so the best thing that you can do is allow them to express themselves when they are talking. You as a man, you getting mad and trying to yell over her, and that's never gonna work, right? I'm not saying I've never done it. I've done it, but it's never gonna work, right? Most men do that when they are triggered, and when you are triggered, you are not your spiritual self. When you are triggered, you're actually being manipulated. You're actually being controlled by this person. Now, this is James chapter 1, verse 19, and it reads, "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear." Okay, and that is a skill, right? A lot of the brothers here at GMS Toronto, we practice this, right? It's a part of being able to read spirits, right? You're being what's the word? Oh man, damn, the word is eluding me right now. Damn. Right? You use your intuition, right? That's one word. I was thinking of something else, but you're able to use your intuition to where you're able to judge matters, and you can't do that while you're angry, while you're in wrath, right? You have to do that while you're being observant. So it says, brethren, let every man be swift to hear. Okay? Sometimes it's just good to listen. You're listening for things. You have to know what you're listening for, though. Right? But that will come with practice. It's the same thing when dealing with women, right? When women are speaking, the truth is in what they're saying. They're not always direct, okay? So you as the man, you can't be speaking while she is speaking, because then you won't get proper understanding. Because when two people are speaking, that means that nobody's listening, okay? It says slow to speak. That's what you got to be. You got to be very slow to speak, okay? And when two people are yelling, you're not speaking, okay? Because there's no understanding. You as a man, every time you speak, there has to be understanding. So you're not being a man while you're shouting. You know why you're not being a man? Because the woman is not digesting your understanding, right? You're not giving her a command. And you as a man should never want to give a command like, do this. You shouldn't have to do that. When you have a woman open, when you have a woman submitted, she's going to do whatever it is that you ask, because she's already in that mindset. Her mindset is already open to your command. You don't have to get angry. You don't have to do an angry face. You don't have to punch the table. You don't have to punch the wall. You don't have to break glass. You don't have to threaten her. No, it's just a simple, right? I said to do this. It's either going to be done or it's not going to be done. Okay? You could be a man that you might be able to say more than one time. Some men don't like to speak more than once. Okay? They might give their instruction one time. And after that instruction is given one time, if it's not done, then they just leave it alone, right? And the consequence of that woman not doing whatever she's doing, that's where the power lies. And the first consequence is taking away your speaking. She no longer gets to speak to you. She could talk to you until God comes. She might send you a text. She might call your phone down. Who cares what the fuck she does? She's going to be unable to get a reply from you until that request is met. It says, slow to speak, slow to wrath. And you see how all those things coincide? Because if you're swift to hear, that means you're listening. You're trying to gain understanding. That's where you learn you learn if someone is a fool. You learn if somebody's even worth your time. Because sometimes you could be talking to a complete idiot. Or you could be talking to somebody that's just lack of knowledge. And you might want to assist them in their understanding because their ignorance might just be, silly. Their ignorance doesn't have to be wicked. Some people's ignorance is wicked to where it's just like, this person's wicked. They want to be wicked and they're going to remain wicked, right? Like the scripture says, let them who are wicked remain that, okay? It says, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. If you're slow to speak, that means you're going to be slow to wrath as well, because you're not reacting to everything. That's what people want you to do. They want you to react or reply to their every word. And not everything has to be reacted to, and not everything has to be replied to until there's a proper understanding. So everything aligns. You see how it all aligns? All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Now this is James chapter 1 verse 20, and it reads, For the wrath of a man worketh not the righteousness of Yahweh. Okay? When you're in wrath, you know what? Let's get that word real quick. Let's get the word wrath. Now this is the word wrath. Middle English. Wrath, wrath, anger, fury, hostility, animosity, vehement anger, especially of a deity, God's righteous ire. It says angry, see wrath, right? That's the word wrath. And brothers are best, especially in these bodies, in human form, to be tempered, right? That's the best way to be as a man. Be tempered. Now, this is the word. Temper. It says, past tense is tempered. It says to improve the hardness and elasticity of steel or other metal by reheating and then cooling. Is that not what the Lord is doing with us? Right? One scripture should come to every brother's mind, and it's in the Apocrypha when they hear that, right? That's literally what Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is doing with us, man. Especially the elect, right? I'm of the hopeful elect. I don't know if I'm of the elect, but all of us as the men, we have to go through that process when we take up this mission. Okay, it says improve the consistency or resiliency of a substance by means of a process involving heat. Yo, we are definitely going through the fire, brothers. And you're either going to rise to the occasion, like the phoenix, that occult mythology, right? You're either going to rise to the occasion, or you're gonna be turned to chaff, or turned to dust. Number 2, it says act as a neutralizing or counterbalancing force to something. That's what we are, brothers. We act as a neutralizing or counterbalancing force to the evil in this world. Why do you think people don't like us? Because we are bringing back righteousness through Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Not because we are righteous men. No, because of what we teach. We teach righteousness and we expose wickedness. Going into Ephesians, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against wickedness in high places. And brothers wanna wonder why we are always going through the battles of life. That's what you represent in the earth. And you don't think the high witches, the high magi's, the warlocks, okay? And the rest of these damn demons that are throwing up curses at us day and night and have our names in their mouths trying to curse us. But they don't understand the name that you have in your mouth. Let's say, for instance, you people know our real name, right? And you bring our real name. And when I say real name, I'm talking about our corporate names, our corporate designations, right? The names that you had at your on your birth certificate. That's your corporate title. That's the name of your corporation. That's the name of your straw man, right? If you know, you know. If you bring that name before your wicked warlocks, your wicked witches, and you try to curse us, there's no power in that. Because remember, the men that are doing this work, they're new creatures in Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. They're no longer their old selves. They're dead to this world, you idiots. We're dead to this world, you idiots. So you calling upon our straw men, that's why these magi's, these witches, these warlocks, they have to attack who? They have to attack who we love. Okay? And I know this lesson is going into another realm right now, but it all ties into each other, man. Because at the end of the day, this lesson is just for the elect anyway. Right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that watch our videos for entertainment, it's not for you anyway. You know what I mean? This lesson is not about entertaining you, right? I use these different backdrops of these things that I watch as a catalyst to let brothers know that we live a real life, okay? And these things can befall any one of us. And this thing that's befallen the majority of us, right, going back to the old Adam, is the woman, the power of the woman, okay? So it's good to make lessons like this so brothers can have a clear understanding on how to battle the woman spiritually. And the way that you battle her is not with words. It's not with anger, I should say, because, of course, you need to use your words at times. But you're going to be very tempered. Okay?
Black women say you're on your own, my guy. You're on your own. I was with you. Like, he's allowed to have a preference. You know, he's trying to talk about how she's held him down.
Yeah, once you talk about black woman's hair, you go into a realm of prophecy, right? So you're speaking about something that you don't know, right? You're asking her where her hair is, but you don't have the answer. right? And you as well, as soon as you ask her where her hair is, then she gets to ask you, where's your power? Okay? Where's your power? And you don't have your power, sir, because you're not in power. We have both been cursed, right? And if you understood the prophecies, then you would understand the prophecy of her not having her hair, right? Obviously, it's not a good thing, but it's a good thing prophetically for it to happen. It shows her that she is an Israelite, right? So yes, even though it's bad that our women have been cursed, right, with baldness, according to the scriptures, right? It's also a good thing to identify that is still your counterpart. At the end of the day, with all the arguing, with all the yelling, with all the cursing, with all the disrespect, guess what? That woman is still your woman. That's still going to be either a wife, a daughter, an aunt, a mother. That's an Israelite woman at the end of the day. And she will always be an Israelite woman at the end of the day. Do you understand? Okay? So this is definitely not how to maneuver in this world. But you as men, you as brothers, sometimes you will go through the obstacle, which is the so-called Black, Latino, and Native American woman. Okay? Now this is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 29, and it reads, "He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding." Okay? And that is very true, because when you see a man that's slow to wrath, understand that never happened overnight. So it's not an overnight work, brothers. It's going to take time. All right? When I first came into this truth, I was a very, very, very angry person, easily triggered. And now I'm not. Now it's damn near impossible to trigger me. And it's because of what the Heavenly Father, through his Son, right, his only begotten Yahushua, has brought me through. Right? The ups and downs, the chastisements, the punishments, right? You have to go through that, the ups and the downs of this thing to learn that, you make not haste in the time of trouble. Okay? It says, "But he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly." And that's what this is turning into, right? When you see a man that is going back and forth with a woman, that's folly, right? Because now he's entering the realm of a bitchy nature, right? That bitchy temperament. That's a female temperament. That's not a masculine frame, right? If you want to hold your masculine frame, just close your mouth. That's it. Just close your mouth. Now this is Proverbs 17, verse 28. And it reads, "Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise. And he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding." Let's read that again. "Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise. And he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding." Let's go back, because this is not a man of understanding.
Because the moment you went for the hair, my guy, you was on your own. You're going to have to deal with it. Yeah. You're going to have to deal with this by yourself.
Of course he's going to have to deal with it on his own, because you so-called black men, you are not one. Okay? None of you guys are judges here. None of you. Right? If any one of you guys were judges, then you'd have pulled them to the side and said, "Nah, my guy, that's not the way that we do it." This is not the path to manhood. And she's right. And she is right. See? That's why it's good to close your mouth, because guess what now? Now you have the black woman who is the more mature one in this conversation. You are not mature. She is the first one to say something of truth, which is you are triggered, and she is correct. When you are going back and forth with a woman, you are triggered. It doesn't matter what she has done. You as a man, you have to figure out a way to deal with that issue. And in this society, you so-called black, Latino, and Native American men, you have no power. If your woman cheats on you, what can you do? Leave, right? So your only action in this world is to, it ain't nothing to cut a bitch off. That was one of my favorite songs, man. I used to love that song. It ain't shit to cut a bitch off. Exactly. Your power is cutting a woman off. It's not in arguing. It's not in the back and forth. Okay? Leave. Right? In the kingdom, well, obviously in the kingdom, these women won't wrong us because they're going to be perfect. But you know what I mean? You have to understand your dynamic. You have to understand your presence. And your present is in hell. Your present is captivity. We're still this day in our captivity, right? So we are unable to judge righteous judgment. So if your woman cheats on you, what are you going to do? You can't do anything. If you do anything, then you're going to jail, bro. What are you going to do? You're going to argue with the woman until your neighbors hear you. And now you're in jail. Now you're sitting in prison because the neighbors called the police. And when the police come, you have to leave the home, right? That's the law in Canada. The law in Canada, when the police come and there's a domestic dispute, the man has to leave the home, even if the woman is in the wrong. The man, they have to separate the man and the woman, and the man is the one that has to leave the home. And then you guys have to go before a court, go before a judge to resolve the dispute. Okay, that's how it works. That's how it works. So if you are a wise man, then you would make a better decision. And right now, this woman, right, that you're calling out, she's the first person to speak truth. And as a man, everything that comes out of your mouth really and truly should be truth. And then at the end of the day, guess what? She's not your woman, right? Like ultimately she is our woman. The black woman, the Latino woman, the Native American is our woman. But at the end of the day, why are you so-called black, Latino, and Native American men arguing with women that you're not fucking? Why? Why are you arguing with women that don't pay you? These women ain't putting money in your pocket. They're not, oh shoot, did I hit the pause? I'm sorry. They're not putting money in your pocket. These women are not fucking you, okay? These women ain't doing nothing. These are just random women you guys are arguing with. You guys are arguing with women on the internet. You're going back and forth with women in your lives. You're going back and forth with women in your comments. This is all weird. Don't you guys know that shit is weird? That's weird energy, bro. That's weird energy. The only woman that you should be speaking to is your woman. The woman that's fucking you. The woman that's cooking for you. The woman that's investing in you. If you have a woman that's investing in you, oh my gosh. She's the top woman. She's the top woman. Right? A lot of you men, you put pussy as the top. Oh, this bitch is fucking you. Oh, that's my main, or that's my bitch. No. The main woman is the woman that's investing in you. That's the main. Right? And these women, the majority of them, are not doing nothing for you men. And you men are holding these women in great esteem, and they should not be held in great esteem, right? And why that's happening to a lot of you men. A lot of you men are living like we're in 2,000 years ago Israel. We're not in 2,000 year ago Israel. We're living in 2025 going on 2026 in fucking Babylon. You guys need to get your head out your asses, bro. You need to get, a lot of you men need to get your head out your asses and learn how to be men. That's what you need to do. Get your head out your asses. Stop living like we're in 2,000 years ago, like we're back in the day in Israel. Those men had different circumstances that they had to live under. In this day and age, we have different circumstances that we need to live under. Okay? So you need to get with the time. Get with the program. Get with the program, man. Right? But I didn't even want this lesson to go this long. I really just wanted to touch on it quickly, but there was a lot of good points that were said in this video that we could have used. Let me play a little bit more just to see, because there might be a little bit more meat. You see? Fools. Now this is folly. See? Folly. See what happens? Folly. Folly. This is not manly. This is folly. Folly, bro. She just turned you into a bitch. And you don't even know that you will look like a complete clown. Sad. So with that, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I'd like to say double honors unto the elders and elder apostles of GMS that rule well and that teach well. And to the brothers on the four corners of the earth, only the elect, only the 1/3. Shalom to you and to you only. And to the rest of you demons, demonic degenerates, death, destruction, and calamity on you and your whole house and everybody you love. Till next time, Kwame Asharala and a Bible ball to this wicked, sinful kingdom.